Welcome. What separates the athlete who wins gold from the one who freezes under pressure? It is not talent. It is not training volume. It is what happens between their ears in the final moments. In the next 15 minutes, I am going to give you 7 proven mental performance strategies used by the world's greatest athletes, from Michael Phelps to Serena Williams, from Roger Federer to Simone Biles. These are not motivational platitudes. These are evidence-based techniques from sports psychology research that you can apply immediately in your next training session, your next competition, your next high-stakes moment. Let us begin. Strategy number 1: Pre-event routines. Michael Phelps did not win 8 gold medals at Beijing because he was the most talented swimmer in the pool. He won because he was the most prepared. Every single night before a race, Phelps followed the exact same routine. Same music. Same warm-up. Same visualizations. And here is what his coach Bob Bowman understood that most coaches do not: a pre-event routine is not superstition. It is neuroscience. When you repeat a sequence of behaviors consistently before performance, you create a neural anchor. Your brain learns to associate that sequence with a specific physiological state: calm focus, heightened attention, optimal arousal. The routine is a trigger. It collapses months of training into a single moment of readiness. Phelps even visualized disaster. He pictured his goggles filling with water. He mentally rehearsed swimming blind. So when it actually happened at Beijing, when his goggles did fill with water, he did not panic. He had lived that moment 1,000 times before. Your action step: design a 7-day pre-competition protocol. Lock in your sleep schedule, your nutrition, your warm-up sequence, your self-talk phrases. Make it a ritual. And then trust it. Strategy number 2: Reframing anxiety. Here is something most athletes get wrong. They think the goal is to eliminate nerves before competition. It is not. Usain Bolt said he always felt nervous before a race. Every single time. What changed as he became the world's fastest human was not that the nerves disappeared, it was that he learned to interpret them differently. Anxiety and excitement are physiologically identical. Same elevated heart rate. Same adrenaline. Same heightened awareness. The only difference is the story you tell yourself about what that feeling means. When you feel nervous before a competition, your body is preparing to perform. It is flooding your system with resources: oxygen, glucose, heightened neural activity. That is not a problem to be solved. That is an advantage to be used. Sports psychologists call this technique arousal reappraisal. Instead of telling yourself "I am nervous," you say "I am ready." Instead of "I am scared," you say "I am activated." This simple cognitive reframe has been shown in research to improve performance across sports, public speaking, and high-stakes decision-making. The next time you feel anxiety before a big moment, label it out loud. Say, "This is excitement. My body is ready. Let us go." Strategy number 3: The growth mindset. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. Most athletes would have concluded, "I am not good enough." Jordan concluded, "I cannot do it yet." 3 letters. YET. And those 3 letters changed everything. Psychologist Carol Dweck spent decades studying what separates athletes who improve from athletes who plateau. Her conclusion is simple: it is not talent. It is mindset. A fixed mindset athlete believes their abilities are set. They avoid challenges because failure threatens their identity. A growth mindset athlete believes abilities can be developed. They seek challenges because difficulty is where growth happens. They interpret failure as information, not verdict. The practical application is straightforward. When you fail, and you will fail, ask yourself one question: what did I learn from this? Not why did this happen to me? What did I learn? Mistakes are not failures. Mistakes are data. And data makes you better. Strategy number 4: Self-talk. Serena Williams did something unusual during matches. She talked to herself in the third person. Not "Come on, Serena," but literally "Serena, you have got this. Serena, focus. This is not eccentricity. This is advanced psychology. Research from Ethan Cross at the University of Michigan shows that third-person self-talk creates psychological distance from high-pressure situations. When you use your own name, you activate the same mental processes you use when coaching someone else, which are far more rational and compassionate than how you typically talk to yourself under stress. Elite athletes script their self-talk in advance. They choose specific phrases for specific moments. A phrase for when they are losing. A phrase for when they are injured. A phrase for the final 30 seconds of a race. Your inner voice is not fixed. It is coachable. You can train it just like you train your body. Start by identifying your most common negative self-talk patterns. Then replace them deliberately and repeatedly with specific, action-oriented alternatives. Do not mess this up. Instead, trust your preparation. Not I am exhausted. Instead, one more rep, finish strong. The voice in your head will become your greatest competitor or your greatest ally. The choice is yours. Strategy number 5, resilient confidence. Roger Federer lost more matches than most professional players ever play. He has lost over 500 matches in his career. He is also considered the greatest tennis player who ever lived. Those two facts are not contradictory. They are causally connected. Federer's greatness was built in the losses. Not in spite of them. Because of them. Resilient confidence is different from fragile confidence. Fragile confidence depends on winning. It is rented, it belongs to the last result. Resilient confidence is owned. It comes from knowing who you are as a competitor regardless of the scoreboard. Here is how you build it. After every loss, every failure, every setback, do not ask what went wrong. Ask what did I do right, and what will I do differently? The first question focuses on the past. The second focuses on the future. External validation is temporary. A trophy, a medal, a win, these feel good, but they fade. Internal belief is permanent. It is the deep knowledge that you have done the work, you have faced the hard moments, and you are still here. Resilient athletes do not collapse when things go wrong. They adapt. They learn. They come back stronger. Strategy number 6, physiological performance. LeBron James sleeps 12 hours a day. Every single day. He has called sleep his most important performance variable. Most athletes train their bodies. Elite athletes also train their recovery. Here is what the science tells us. Sleep deprivation of even 2 hours reduces reaction time, decision-making accuracy, and emotional regulation, 3 of the most critical components of athletic performance. And yet most amateur athletes treat sleep as optional. But it goes deeper than sleep. Your physiological state at any moment, your heart rate, your cortisol levels, your breathing pattern directly shapes your mental performance. This is why breathing techniques are not just relaxation tools. They are performance tools. Box breathing, 4 seconds in, 4 seconds hold, 4 seconds out, 4 seconds hold activates the parasympathetic nervous system within 60 seconds. It literally slows your heart rate and reduces cortisol in real time. Cold exposure, used strategically, increases norepinephrine by up to 300%, sharpening focus and elevating mood. Your body is not separate from your mind. It is the hardware your mind runs on. Optimize the hardware, and you optimize the performance. Strategy number 7, process focus. Simone Biles has ADHD. She has said publicly that her diagnosis used to feel like a weakness. Then she reframed it. ADHD is not a deficit of attention. It is a deficit of consistency. And consistency is trainable. For athletes with ADHD, and frankly for all athletes, the key mental skill is the ability to return your focus to the present moment. To the next play. The next breath. The next move. Sports psychologists call this process focus, directing attention to what you can control right now, rather than outcomes you cannot. Here is a practical tool, the 2-second rule. After every mistake, give yourself exactly 2 seconds to feel it, frustration, disappointment, anger. Then release it. Redirect to the next moment. Elite athletes do not have fewer emotional reactions than everyone else. They have faster recovery from those reactions. They feel it, they process it in 2 seconds, and they move on. This is trainable. You can practice it in training, in low-stakes environments, so that when the high-stakes moment arrives, you have already built the neural pathways to execute it automatically. Let me bring this together. 7 strategies. Each one evidence-based. Each one practiced by the greatest athletes who ever lived. 1. Build your pre-event routine. Anchor your readiness. 2. Reframe anxiety as excitement. Fear is fuel. 3. Adopt the growth mindset. Mistakes are data. 4. Coach your inner voice. Self-talk is a skill. 5. Build resilient confidence. Own your belief. 6. Optimize your physiology. Sleep, breathe, recover. 7. Stay in the process. 2 seconds, then move on. None of these strategies require exceptional talent. They require intentional practice. They require you to treat your mental performance with the same seriousness you treat your physical training. Muhammad Ali said, "The fight is won or lost far away from witnesses, behind the lines, in the gym, and out there on the road, long before I dance under those lights." The mental game is won in the everyday moments. In how you respond to a bad training session. In the quality of your self-talk when nobody is watching. If you want to go deeper, I have written 8 books covering each dimension of mental performance. Links are in the description below. And if you want one free chapter to start, visit thementalsport.com. The mental game is the game. Let us go train it.